Welcome to the golden era, everyone. My name is TheJurassicStudios, and this is the first exciting episode of my Path of Titans gaming series. But real quick though, that animated intro to my channel, I don't think I'll ever get tired of watching it. I've done the best that I could to try to give it that good horror homage with the sound design, because the man who animated it was none other than Ali Al-Wada. He is the master of Jurassic Park animated horror. If you love Jurassic Park, you love horror, please go check him out and subscribe to him. His link will be in the description of this video. As for Path of Titans, there are plenty of other content creators for this game, but these three have personally inspired me the most to make this my first series, and that is Yellow Tones, NV Gun, and of course the Gaming Beaver himself. Each one of them have made their own unique styles of Path of Titans videos, whether it be documentary, commentary, or straight up PvP. Please go check them out. Their links will also be in the description of this video. I cannot recommend them enough. So for today's episode, I originally wanted to kickstart this series on a high note and play as my favorite dinosaur of all time. And then kind of midway through making the first episode, I asked myself, should I do something more iconic like Tyrannosaurus, Spinosaurus, Giganotosaurus, or even something like... Why, thank you. Or even something like Allosaurus. I switched it up, and I wanted to play as a herbivore to start. This offers a very unique style of gameplay. You're being hunted rather than being the one doing the hunting. And in real life, herbivorous animals do not need any provocation to be violent, as opposed to a predator that's usually only violent when it's hunting or fighting for territory or mates. You see this all the time in Yellowstone with bison, or hippos and rhinos in Africa. I started looking at Styracosaurus, Stegosaurus, and Iguanodon, but I eventually came around to this beautiful modded creature right here. I have not played this since it first came out like 4+ years ago. This is Yunnanosaurus. In real life, this is a relatively large dinosaur from the early Jurassic period of China. This dinosaur, like its relatives, who are very aggressive, like Plateosaurus, eventually gave rise to the giant sauropods like Brachiosaurus all those millions of years ago. So we have a few different designs here. We have the slim version. It has a torpedo styled build, definitely the most sleek of the bunch. Then we have the stocky build. It has that hefty bolt, that beautiful iguana style dewlap that it has. We also have the dermal spines variant, trading off a bit of weight for this arrangement of spines all the way down to the tip of the tail. And then we're back to the standard version. But I think I'm personally going to go with the stocky variant. It looks big, it looks menacing, it looks like a healthy adult, so it's going to take on as many as many things that tries to fight. It's going to win those fights. And then we're going to change the color pattern, we're going to change the design, and make this look like a living, breathing animal with colors to support. Fans of Jurassic World Alive might recognize this name that I gave him, but I decided to go for a reptilian style of coloration. A white head, that green underbelly contrasted by black tiger stripes, and a golden coloration around the midsection to the base of the tail. So now we're going to create our little dinosaur, and he's got green, just like the anoles down here in Florida. But ladies and gentlemen, this is Path of Titans. Let's get started. Alright. So our adventure starts us off in Broken Tooth Canyon. Alright, so it's not the best or worst starter spawn location, and I'll tell you why for these reasons. Hatchlings are fairly common out here, but because there's popular locations just north of us, predators of all shapes and sizes are also known to cut through the Broken Tooth Canyon. But we're working with what we're given. The recording's in progress, so let's get this show underway. Now, Path of Titans has come such a long way from its small, humble beginnings to where it is now. The developers have put some serious love into this. The community backs them up almost full-heartedly in 9 out of 10 cases, and their modding community, and I'm saying this for more than just for Yunannosaurus here, the modding community is fantastic. This has brought together a beautiful game where developers and players have made it what they want it to be. Now with Yunnanosaurus here, he comes from the Lufang Formation of Yunnan, China around 200 million years ago, and it shared its environment with other sauropodomorphs, the most notable being Lufangosaurus, which was relatively similar in size to Yunanosaurus at about 7+ meters long. When it comes to carnivores, Panguraptor was on the lower end of things. A coelophysid, it likely hunted the young, the sick, and the old. But when it comes to adults, Sinosaurus was the top predator of the Lufang Formation as far as we are aware of at this current time. It was a relative of Dilophosaurus at over 1,200 pounds. It was likely the only animal that was capable of bringing down an adult Yunanosaurus. Now when it comes to the lifestyle and the day-to-day routine of extinct animals like Yunanosaurus here, scientists and us fellow dino nerds can only speculate about what this animal might have behaved like, how it lived its life, how it fought against other animals, and then ultimately how it perished. We can draw comparisons from other animals, and most importantly, from other fossil content found in the Lufang Formation of Yunnan, China. Now when you look at Yunanosaurus and other sauropodomorphs, in most cases they have a relatively similar build. You can see these characteristics in this model right here. It has a small head, a long neck with a relatively long tail, and a stocky body. In the midsection, short but powerful forelimbs as well as short but relatively powerful hind limbs where it gets all of its support from. The forelimbs were clawed, and while not viciously hooked, they likely had a keratin-esque serration when the animal was alive. This, of course, deteriorates when the fossilization process happens. But you can just imagine this animal walking up to low-lying ferns, sweeping its head from left to right between whichever plant that it wants to strip the leaves off of, and then also it could rear up to some degree and get some higher foliage such as the cycads or young conifers. With peg-like teeth with small fine serrations, Yunanosaurus and its relatives were well adapted to strip the leaves bare from these tough plants. Ferns and cycads are not easily digested, and while actual hard evidence of this has not been found with Yunanosaurus specimens, the later sauropods, as well as some birds and reptiles today, they are known to intake small stones and swallow them. These stones are known as gastroliths. They are used inside of the animal's digestive system to help break down tough material. Now when it comes to self-defense, an animal like Yunanosaurus likely relied on 3 key points, the first of which is the most obvious, its size. Yunanosaurus was one of, if not the largest herbivores of its environment, but that doesn't mean that it didn't face stiff competition, particularly from other sauropodomorphs like the aforementioned Lufangosaurus. I can see the fighting style of a Yunanosaurus and a Lufangosaurus being similar to a combination of bears and Komodo dragons, where they rely on power and maybe trying to pin the other animal down to submit. The second weapon Yunanosaurus likely used in self-defense was its long, well-muscled tail. Yunanosaurus's tail was likely built for stability and balance for that heavier upper body, but that doesn't mean that it couldn't be used defensively. Monitor lizards are a perfect example of this. In real life, monitor lizards such as Komodo dragons, parentes, lace monitors, they will use their tail to parry and keep other attacking animals at bay. In one account, a parente in Australia broke the leg of a dingo with just one well-placed hit to its leg. That is quite powerful. Now scale that up to an animal that on average was likely around 2 tons, and you're getting hit with a tail that has, I would roughly guesstimate, at about 750 pounds of force behind it. So that could deter pretty much any attacker. And then the last thing that Yunanosaurus had is its most obvious weapon, its forearms. The animal's head and neck were its most vulnerable points, so it had to keep predators like Sinosaurus at bay. So using its clawed forearms, it can inflict just as much damage as a Sinosaurus could to a healthy Yunanosaurus. We have finally arrived to the beach side where I can find the lake sponges. I oftentimes forget where certain resources and collectibles are at in this game, but that's because there's just so many different biomes, and sometimes some resources are hidden in plain sight, and others you actually have to make an effort to travel to in order to collect. So I'm just gonna start collecting these and continue to grow our little Yunannosaurus, our little Pladio Rex. So far we've encountered nobody, which is very good for us. I oftentimes have a nasty habit of encountering other carnivores right off the bat. Just real quick, wanted to look at this little guy. He's cute and derpy at the same exact time. I mean, look at that head. A cute little head, though. It definitely reminds me a little bit like a crestless chameleon, an anole, or even a bearded dragon. I'm just gonna grab some of these. This is a very beautiful environment. Look at how beautiful this blue water is. While I go over here and collect the next lake sponge and continue on going for the next one. And see, I have my calls in the same section that I do the collect bar. So sometimes if I do it too early on an item, it's going to sound off. But since I mainly play on semi-realism and realism servers, I like to put and breathe life into my character. Make it really feel like I'm playing as the dinosaur. I hardly had any games like this back when I was a kid, and I'm over 30 years old now. A little bit of information about me. But I love this game. And there's very few others out there like this other than the Isle, for example. But anyway, here we are with the last lake sponge that we need. There's that little bit of precious growth in that coin that we desperately need. Now we're on the hunt for shellfish and clams, and there's one right over here. Now this particular mission, I have a love-hate relationship. Depending on where you get it from and where you're at, it's either one of the easiest missions or one of the most dangerous missions. And I remember very fondly, and most unfortunately, I think it was a year ago, I was playing as a Styracosaurus or an Eotriceratops, one of those two. I've never played as either of them before. They just don't particularly interest me in general. But I was a fresh spawn. I was placed into Young Grove and got this mission right off the bat. And about 30 seconds into it, more or less, all of a sudden there was an eruption of water and my character just dies. Just out of nowhere. And all I could see was just a giant gaping maw and lots of teeth. I was like, oh, I guess that was a Sarcosuchus then. It's just immediate death. Just, you have been banished to the Shadow Realm. But overall, I have enjoyed this game so much. There are very few instances where I have outright not enjoyed it. I've played against pretty much everything that this game has to offer thus far, and there's very few things that really upset me in this game or in life in general. I'm usually a pretty patient kind of guy, and I enjoy the grind of games like these. And another game that in the future I'm hoping to also play, showcase, and make a series out of, coming soon. But when it comes to my channel in general, my only goal thus far is to just grow it how I wish it to be, and thusly in turn how my audience wishes it to be. I am very far flung from my old YouTubing days, way back when YouTube was completely different, and so was I. I was younger, I had a lot more time on my hands, and my channel, for those of my old friends and thusly old subscribers who knew the original me in the original Jurassic Studios, I was a animator. I made pivot animations, and of course, me being a dino guy, it was almost always prehistoric creatures fighting to the death. And then as I grew older, I mixed in some more realistic scenarios. I tried to put the science, the understanding, and as much time, love, and effort as I could into those animations. And sometimes I look back, and I oftentimes miss those days. But then again, pretty much all of us after a certain age do. We're all getting older by the day, by the hour, by the minute. But that doesn't mean you have to grow up in every aspect. In most cases, you can still enjoy the things that you used to like way back when you were 10 years old, just as much as you can when you're 15 years old, so on and so forth. This is just another hobby, another project of mine that I want to see through to the end. And I want to grow through this with everybody that involves themselves with my channel. And I'm going to do the best that I can to enjoy every minute of what I do, because I am the hardest person on myself when it comes to creating things that I try to create. I am very hard on myself. This is technically speaking a form of art, but it's one that I want to see through for as long as I possibly can. Why can I not drink? What? Why? Why am I unable to drink? Like, what is this sorcery? No! I don't want to threaten the water. I want to drink the water. Where's the prompt? Where? Okay, I'm just gonna move away. I'm gonna try to come over here. Let's try to drink the water over here. Where's the prompt? Dormammu, I've come to bargain. What is this? Why can I not? Where's? Oh, wait. Oh, there it is. Yes. Oh my God. Okay, that was a bit strange. It's just like, oh, you're thirsty. You could top up on some water. It's just too bad you can't lock on to the water. A little bit of a strange thing to say, but thank God I wasn't so thirsty that I was like dying of dehydration. I'm sure somewhere out there's players that have died of hunger or dehydration in this game, but let's get this no, the flower's doing it too? Oh, just give me the flower. Alright, so collect this, and now we have to find the 3 locations, and I'm already at one of them, but I haven't discovered it, and I'm pretty sure I'm looking right at it. Alright, let's just go to the middle. Okay, so the pond just currently does not like me right now. First it doesn't let me drink, and now it doesn't let me complete this mission. Oy vey. I mean, like any game, there's always going to be some weird glitch or some major malfunction that happens here and there. So, let's just go a little bit away from it, and then I will just turn around, and maybe then it'll fix itself, and I can actually visibly and physically discover the frog pond. There we go. Oh my goodness gracious. Like, what is this? That was just some magic, some sorcery. Oop. Alrighty, and just down here a little bit. Hop on the rock. Oh God Almighty! Oh Jesus! Oh, fall damage is not my friend. And we're about to be at the Lost Cavern. There it is. All right. 2 down, 1 more to go. So now we gotta go to the farthest one. Hang on a second. This isn't Nublar Shores. I'm playing the wrong dinosaur game. Oh, I'm so sorry. That was a terrible Jurassic World Alive joke, but we got a little bit more coin and a little bit more growth. Fantastic. Yes, I do play Jurassic World Alive on a regular basis. I have a love-hate relationship with the game, in all honesty, sometimes, but overall, it's another dinosaur game. Of course, I'm going to enjoy it. However, I don't feel like collecting shellfish and turtle shells right now, so I think that it's time to head north and begin our grand adventure into the heart of the unknown. See what dangers and challenges may lie ahead. As the old saying goes, what could possibly go wrong?
For our little Yunnanosaurus, his journey has now begun. His grand odyssey will take him deep into the perilous world of Gondwa. As a storm starts to move over the land, it would seem like the weather will be the first trial that he must face. Swimming across a shallow inlet, our young Yunnanosaurus soon emerges onto the blackened sands of the burned forest. Long ago, there were hundreds of towering redwood trees, but a massive forest fire devastated the land. There seems to be very little left here. But something lurks deep within this dead forest. The most notorious carnivore the world has ever known. Tyrannosaurus rex. Our Yunnanosaurus has walked right into this female Rex's territory. And she is not alone. "40 feet long and weighing over 7 tons, this Rex is the queen of the burned forest. Her offspring is already far larger than our Yunannosaurus, weighing around 1,000 pounds. The little herbivore hides behind a rock to avoid detection. But with a keen sense of smell and powerful binocular vision, the T-Rex knows exactly where the Yunannosaurus is hiding. There is only one thing to do. Run. But despite her 7-ton bulk, the Tyrannosaurus can run just as fast as a smaller Yunannosaurus. His only chance at surviving is to flee towards the edge of the rocky hillside. A very fortunate escape. Utterly terrified, our young Yunnanosaurus continues to flee as fast as he can from this terrible place.
Oh my god, I do not believe that. Oh, my heart sank. It just dropped as far as it could possibly go. And I gasped so hard. I just walked right up on a fully grown T-Rex. I forgot to hit the record option on my Xbox and capture that in-game gameplay. Oh dear. Oh my god. I was just collecting the mushrooms and I swore I heard something. I didn't pay much mind. I thought it came from behind me, so I just wanted to move away, get a quick drink of water. And then right as I walk up to that little puddle, I just see that body right up against the bones past the trees. And she stood up and I was like, oh god, it's a Rex! and that baby was probably close to adolescence. Maybe it was somewhere in between. It was just as big as I was, and now I just need to get away from here as fast as I can. like as fast as my legs can carry me. I felt the wind on that. I felt the wind from her bone break bite on my person. Like that was so close, way too close for comfort. Get your blood pumping when stuff like that happens in this game. When stuff like that happens in games like Path of Titans, that is what you live for as a gamer. And that's why you get so attached to your dinosaur, to your character. Or at least that's how it is for me, but regardless. I don't want another encounter. I don't think I'll get lucky the second time, so I'm just gonna take the dangerous route. I don't care if I take fall damage again. Let's just get out of here as fast as I can. Like seriously. Okay, so we're in quite the predicament right now. I am dangerously low on both food and water. Getting chased off by that Rex at the burned forest. That was not ideal right now. Quite familiar with this area either, but I'm sure I'm just an idiot and I've already passed by a berry bush or so, but I know there's no water out here, so I think my only option that's within safe distance in terms of getting there is the hot springs, and that makes me very nervous. The hot springs is a very popular location. Everybody comes by there at some form in their life at least once every playthrough. I'm predicting at least like 2 creatures, bare minimum. Hopefully no Rexes or anything worse than that. There's hardly anything worse than a T-Rex, but I wouldn't necessarily be happy with a pack of Allosauruses or a mega pack of Achillobators, Utah Raptors. It's a bit of a stressful situation, but I'm gonna have to risk it for the biscuit, so they say. And I love biscuits, so I will definitely risk it for a biscuit. I'm sorry, that was terrible. Absolutely terrible. We're just trying to stay as positive as we can in a dire situation. Oh, can I eat this? Yeah, oh, damn it. Crap. I mean, worst comes to worst. Death is just another learning experience. The problem that I have with a game like this, where I can create my own character, be it a human, a dinosaur, an alien, etc., I get so attached to my character. I like to flesh them out, make them feel and act like a real person or animal would. Here we are. So, is anyone here? Oh, what is that? What is that? Oh, Hatzegopteryx. I don't know if it's an adult, and I know render distance is a thing. I don't think he's seen me, but if he looked over here, this bush that I'm hiding in probably isn't in his field of view. I've never fought a Hatzegopteryx, I've never fought a Quetzalcoatlus, so that's... hopefully he's staying away, hopefully he didn't see me, so... and more importantly, hopefully he doesn't come back. It seems relatively clear, so let's just get some water. Or actually, no, I should probably eat first. So I'm going to eat this salt rock. Yes, very nutritious, very salty. Lick, lick, lick. I'm like a deer, and hopefully there's not something that has used this area as a trap to hunt me down. If something like an Allosaurus comes around or anything that's reasonably sized and faster than me, I stand no chance. Okay, go ahead and eat the second one. And once I'm done with this just dehydrates me more, but I have no choice. I still don't know if there's a berry bush nearby in this area either. Well, I mean, I have to do what I have to do. Gotta survive. So now I can have a drink. I definitely do not want to linger here too long. This is definitely a calculated risk, and the longer I stay here, the more there is an opportunity that someone else or a pack of something else is going to just come through here And even though I've grown a good amount, I am still not large enough to completely repel an attack if someone tries to actually come after me for food or just to fight. So my next move, I'm not quite sure. So let's just move away from here for right now. Try to get out of sight as best I can. So I'm thinking the prairie is probably my next best bet. It's also popular, but what other choice do I have? Alright, so we made it here without a hitch. Haven't seen anyone else, and hopefully it stays that way, but we'll find out as soon as I get up this series of hills. I do love the prairie. It's a nice open field, well colored. I love the termite mounds. It gives me that Australia vibes. I love Australia. It's on my bucket list as my #1 place to visit, and of course I'm going to go there mainly because of Steve Irwin. Here we are. Oh wait. Oh, my bad. This is Savannah Grasslands, not the prairie. Where's my mission? Where is my mission? Oh, okay, this is my mission. Alright, so we get to clear out the termites to start. Let's get to it. And hopefully, as I get closer to the termite mounds, there is still nobody else here. Is what I'm hoping for. I can't eat these. Maybe I'll unlock the forager once I get enough coin. But there's the termite mounds. No sign of anybody here so far. So looks like I may have this place to myself. So we can get to collecting these termites. Get rid of this infestation. These are pesky pests. I wonder if an animal like Yunannosaurus could have potentially been omnivorous. It's not too far of a stretch, and I'm pretty sure its distant relative Massospondylus from the same time period, but from early Jurassic Africa, I'm pretty sure. I think there was some earlier studies way back when in the mid to late 1900s that speculated that it was a potential omnivore. I want to say that it was mainly because of its skull design. Alright, so we got that taken care of. Now let's get over here and collect some of these tiger nuts. Should be in these bushes somewhere. Here we are. Just collect away. This area has some of the simplest missions. It makes such a great place for a hatchling to potentially spawn at. I think you can spawn here out of some random chance. I don't personally recall off the top of my head. I don't think I've spawned here at the very start of a playthrough. I know I've spawned nearby. There we go. Tiger nuts collected. Now it's time for succulents. But I think this is a very easy place to have missions at that are achievable. And especially for carnivores, you have the mounds where you can hunt the small mammals and the, what is it, little monitor lizard looking thing? Was it Paleoswinas? I can't quite remember off the top of my head. I'm brain farting hard. I remember the little mammal. Oh, berry bush. I remember the little mammal by visual, but I think it's because I'm playing as a herbivore that I can't remember right now. Alright, so where is the next pile of succulents? Right there. There we are. The next pile. Just collect these. Get some more growth underway and earn some more coin. Definitely think I'm going to unlock something here soon. More than likely I'm going to go for the charge if I can unlock it. I don't remember how much it costs. I think it's somewhere around 1200, maybe 1500. It's been a hot minute since I've played Yunannosaurus. But here's the last pile of succulents. There it is. Alright, so now we have yarrow and button mushrooms. No, not those. So, I definitely hope that I can unlock another attack or defensive capability. Let's just get out of sight. Still nobody so far. Still hoping it stays that way. This is open area, so if I'm spotted, there's nowhere I can really hide, and despite my coloration, somebody could easily run me down if they're fast enough. Alright, let's just hide here and see what we have. Go to sleep. Collect this. 1130. Where is it? Legs. Oh yes! We have enough. We can unlock the charge. Yes! This is gonna help so much. Charge is such a good move to have for both offensive and defensive means. You can use charge to get away from a situation that doesn't favor you. You can also use it for its medium damage and heavy knockback. I mean, with Yunannosaurus, it does a decent amount of damage with a good amount of knockback, and it increases your speed just a little bit faster than this running slash trot speed that I'm doing here. Alright, here's a pile of flowers. I'm not sure if this is going to be enough to fill up the bar completely, but if not, there's a pile directly to my right there. Nope, we're going to be just short, so over to the next pile. This pile should do it, and now we just need the button mushrooms. It should be... oh, there they are. See them over here. This is a pretty good sized pile. There's a little pile to the left there. I think this should be enough. And then hopefully I get one more mission. Sometimes when it gets to 80%, it just doesn't give you a mission right away. Sometimes you have to wait a little bit. Here's the last pile. Bingo! A nice 100 coin and some more growth. Alrighty. I guess I can head back to that berry bush, since it doesn't want to give me a mission right now. And let's try this charge ability. Oh, where's the button for it? Oh, I have to actually switch it over. I forgot about that. I gotta put it the button layout. Alright, and there we go. Look at that. And I love the sounds for that. I love the sound for the Yunnanosaurus charge. Alright, so we'll just top up on some food. I don't like this position. Let's just move over. Alright, so I guess since we don't have a mission here, I think it would be best to just move on and let's resume the great journey. On to new frontiers.
Departing from the savanna grasslands, our Yunnanosaurus is on the move once again. He has survived against overwhelming odds so far, and if his luck continues, he will reach adulthood. But nothing on Gondwa is guaranteed. Danger still lurks around every corner and comes in many different shapes and forms. Now his journey takes him towards the beautiful white cliffs. And as the afternoon sun shines down upon our Yunnanosaurus, he takes a moment to survey this wonderful region. Maybe he will be safe here.
Alright, so let's just top up on our water real quick. I don't want to stay in the White Cliffs. I don't enjoy doing the missions here. It's just very sporadic. They're all spread out. You have to run from one end of it to the other. And I just don't want the flower mission either, so I get this water source all to myself. Oh my god, oh dear.
Mipe macrothorax, a swift and agile megaraptorid. It is a deadly carnivore with sharp teeth and equally formidable claws.
Oh, that is a mipe. Oh, he does some nasty bleed. He's a glass cannon, but... Oh. Alright. I'm ready. Are you? You gonna do this? Was that friendly? Oh, thank God, he's friendly. Alright, despite the mipe saying that he's friendly, I'm not quite trusting of this situation, so I think it would be in my best interest to essentially get the hell out of Dodge. I don't want him to have any second ideas, so let's just get out of here.
Triad Falls, with gorgeous waterfalls and wide open spaces between the large ponds. It is a perfect pit stop for our Yunnanosaurus.
Alright, and milk cap's done. Another bit of coin for the collection. I gotta say though, Triad Falls, absolutely gorgeous location, especially at night. Just look at all the fireflies. They're just lazily flying about, and you can hear the water rippling, and once you get closer to the edge, you can hear the waterfalls cascading downward. This is a perfect prime location in real life if you would have a lake house. If you had the finances to build a lake house, this is where you would build it. Quick little shake, and you know what? We've had a good run so far. I'm feeling confident. I love the little, like, unknown emote laugh for Yunannosaurus. That's exactly what he's doing. He's laughing. Alright, and we need more flowers. And we're off with a charge. Of course, I don't know where the button mushrooms are at. But then again, it really doesn't matter. I don't plan on staying at Triad Falls, and the server is going to restart very soon. But real quick though, for those of you who have watched this video up until this point, or for those who have possibly even watched this video in its entirety, I hope that you have enjoyed it, and I really hope that this has been a wonderful first episode for everybody so far. It's a excited and I don't even know what to say properly. It's a very exciting moment to be able to be doing YouTube again, and at the same time I'm also very nervous about doing YouTube again. It's been such a long time since I've made content for my channel, and this is a new step for me, but every journey begins with a single step, and I'm looking for a positive experience overall. I'm also looking for criticisms where needed, and I'm sure that the community of YouTube or Path of Titans viewers will watch me and tell me what I need to improve on or what I'm good at so far. I gotta say, this is such a beautiful scene here. Look at all this. The dark green of the forest, the sounds of the frogs, the crickets, the insects. I just love this game so much. I'm gonna top up on the water real quick. And I've been very lucky in this playthrough so far. Hopefully that luck continues. Onward, once more. I'm almost to sub-adult, I'm pretty sure. I'll check that here in a second. Just wanted to get back under cover and out of sight just in case somebody does wander through here. I do play on a server that does allow for rogue herbivores, so carnivores are not the only thing that I have to worry about here. Oop, got stuck there. Let's just keep on going. Look at that momentum when you go downhill with the charge. That was fantastic. This looks like a good place to stop right here and just have a look. Or maybe just a little bit more, actually. Second guessing myself. Go ahead and head over, I think, in this direction. This should be good. I don't know where these button mushrooms are at, man. Oh well. I don't need them anyway. Nobody needs mushrooms except Mario and Luigi. Alright, let's have a look. Almost a subadult. Get that tail slam here soon. Definitely want these body slams. I prefer the short body slam, but nowhere near that yet. But let's go ahead and make our way out of here, probably towards the home cave nearby in the next area. So, onward once more into the night.
As the morning sun starts to rise, our Yunnanosaurus seeks shelter within a home cave. It is a place of complete safety from both the elements and hunting predators. Slowly, he jostles himself into a comfortable place, and once he is settled, he lies down to rest. He has come a long way, surviving both hungry predators and the harsh elements. But he is the last of his kind, the only member of his species left on Gondwa. Despite this, he has plenty of food and a small puddle to drink from. He can remain here for some time before needing to venture back out beyond the safety of the cave system. This is the largest expanse of open land on Gondwa, the Grand Plains, providing the most habitat diversity ever seen. It is the most beautiful and the most dangerous region by far, where only the powerful the most adaptable, or the most cunning creatures can survive long term. Like this Rhamphorhynchus. The smallest pterosaur currently known on Gondwa, Rhamphorhynchus is able to survive here due to its unique lifestyle. It has been observed to be both a symbiotic or a parasitic creature, depending on its own needs. It can also hunt smaller insects or fish as well as scavenge when available. On the other hand, Hatzegopteryx is a gigantic pterosaur who often roams far and wide in search of larger prey. Nearby, a clash between titans has begun. A gigantic Argentinosaurus battles against a lethal theropod known as Giganotosaurus. Watching from a distance is our Yunnanosaurus, now almost fully grown. The Giganotosaurus is a fearsome predator. With teeth perfectly designed to tear flesh from prey, this 12-meter carnivore is a specialist at hunting very large herbivores. But at 30 meters long and weighing at least 80 tons, this Argentinosaurus is not going to be brought down very easily. Other animals are starting to arrive on the scene, looking on as the two giants battle one another. And one of these newcomers may be the most nightmarish animal that evolution ever created. Quetzalcoatlus, a giant Azhdarchid pterosaur. With a 7-foot beak and weighing over 400 pounds, there are very few creatures that rival Quetzalcoatlus in appearance. This beady-eyed pterosaur hunts from the ground much like a stork. But instead of fish, Quetzalcoatlus hunts larger prey, including some dinosaurs. As the Giganotosaurus continues to battle against the Argentinosaurus, Yunnanosaurus keeps on watching this grand spectacle, unaware that he himself is being watched by hungry eyes. Caught off guard by the assault, our Yunnanosaurus must now fight against this horrifying foe. Yunnanosaurus is 5 times heavier than the Quetzalcoatlus, but the giant Azhdarchid is faster and more agile, a lethal combination paired with its wickedly sharp beak. After 3 brutal strikes with its beak, the pterosaur attempts to flee into a tree. But the Yunnanosaurus charges forward to chase it off. But with one well-placed tail attack, the Yunnanosaurus breaks the back of the Quetzalcoatlus. Almost immediately, nearby predators move in to feast on the dead pterosaur's body. By the end of the day, there will be nothing left of the Quetzalcoatlus. Even its hollow bones will provide nourishment to other scavengers. Sometime later, the Argentinosaurus has been resting out in the open, having survived its encounter with the lone Giganotosaurus. He is soon joined by our Yunnanosaurus, who seems very curious about this similarly looking animal. Yunannosaurus and Argentinosaurus represent the evolution between the two families, kindred spirits, if you will. The same Giganotosaurus returns to the scene. Closely followed by another younger Giganotosaurus. As the two predators approach, the Yunannosaurus becomes uneasy. He is quick to flee and charges away, just as the elder Giganotosaurus attempts to attack. Aggravated by the younger animal, he roars to warn the other Carcharodontosaurus to leave him alone. The balance of life and death, predator and prey, is the quintessential foundation of the natural ecosystem. Sometimes the predator wins and other times the prey wins. In the evolutionary arms race on Gondwa, anything can happen. But for our Yunnanosaurus, it is time to move on to that. Another beautiful day for the inhabitants of Gondwa. The weather is perfect. The rivers are flowing. Life continues to flourish in this gorgeous world. Our Yunnanosaurus has finally become a fully grown adult, and he enjoys a refreshing drink from a large river. But beneath the surface of the water, a strange creature swims silently towards the Plateosaurid. It erupts from the water, gurgling loudly, much to the surprise of the Yunnanosaurus. Now more curious than anything, the Yunnanosaurus moves off in order to investigate this bizarre creature. The creature emerges from the water some distance away, still as playful as before. It is a Kiwekia, a small plesiosaur. The two creatures are not related, but perhaps because they look somewhat similar, the plesiosaur and the plateosaurid call out to one another. Nearby, a trio of Utah raptors survey their surroundings, watching everything that moves with curiosity. They are perhaps one of the most intelligent dinosaurs on Gondwa, beautiful, elegant, and deadly pack hunters. Yunannosaurus has never seen anything quite like these feathered theropods before. He quickly loses interest. but they are far more interested in him than he realizes. Calling out to one another in a form only they understand, they move in. Agitated, the Yunnanosaurus beats his forelimbs against his belly, a warning to his attackers of his power. One body slam from a 2-ton male Yunnanosaurus could crush one of these 800 or 900-pound raptors instantly. The other female Utah raptor underestimates the Yunnanosaurus' speed as he nearly charges her off the cliff. The male is quick to run in to protect his captive. Overwhelmed and with each pack member injured, the raptors call out to each other before swiftly retreating. On this day, both the predators and their prey escape with their lives. Nearby, a giant approaches the river's edge. An adult male Tyrannosaurus. But a surprise waits for him beneath the surface. The Kaiwekia once again erupts from the water with a gurgling yell. But the Rex doesn't even flinch. With a single roar, every creature in the immediate area now knows that the tyrant lizard king is nearby. Having scavenged meat from a corpse, the youngest Utah raptor protects her fellow pack member as best as she can as the Rex draws closer to them. It is true what they say. All the other dinosaurs feared the T-Rex. Before long, the wind starts to pick up. The clouds begin to darken. A thunderstorm is about to hit the Grand Plains. Another Argentinosaurus has made its way to the Grand Plains. While not fully grown, this particular animal is an albino, a literal 1 in a million individual, the only one of his species to ever survive. The Grand Plains is perhaps the most challenging of all the environments on Gondwa. While some large sauropods like Argentinosaurus may stay in the plains for some time, they cannot permanently live here. There's simply not enough food to sustain their caloric intake. But smaller creatures like Yunannosaurus or Alioramus have a much easier time living in the Grand Plains. But no matter how efficient the predators or how dangerous the weather may get, life finds a way. The morning after the storm, our Yunnanosaurus bellows out with deep calls, and something replies. It is an adolescent Argentinosaurus, only a few tons heavier than our Yunannosaurus. Yunnanosaurus is essentially this young sauropod's great-grandfather in evolutionary terms. But after seeing another Argentinosaurus, the younger animal can hardly contain its own excitement. A meeting between two giants like these is a once-in-a-lifetime occurrence. And as they greet one another in a way only they understand, there is a sense of hope. However, this family reunion has not gone unnoticed. And now the herd is being stalked by a pack of Daspletosaurs. Ordinarily, these 8-meter theropods hunt alone or in mated pairs. But this is no ordinary pack. It is a coalition. 3 males born from the same nest. They've all grown up together, now they hunt together. For our Yunnanosaurus, he realizes too late just how much danger he is in. The Tyrannosaurs have already cornered him against the rock face. The Yunannosaurus is now trapped completely. There is nowhere for him to run. He must stand his ground. One Daspletosaurus has walked around to the other side of the outcrop. The Tyrannosaur approaches, but with the Yunannosaurus on high alert, the carnivore chooses instead to wander away. The Yunannosaurus turns away, a fatal mistake. With its leg broken, Yunannosaurus is mortally wounded, and the predators make their move.